and they're just controlling every single multiverse within the sacred timeline. And then, I mean, like, they have one monitoring this timeline where Loki's from, one where Lady Loki's from, and all the weird-looking Lokis are from.
Yeah, but they call it sacred timeline, not sacred timelines.
Well, just like in the biblical sense, not getting religious, the fruit of the Spirit, there's no S at the end.
Oh, you want to talk about this?
No, I'm just saying.
Hello, and thank you for listening and watching to your favorite podcast. This is the Maximum Filipino Show. We are doing Afterflicks, as you can see in the title. My name is CB. This is Wakka.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, I think. It's just no
sticker here. We're not sponsored by that.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh no, you can't. You can't see it.
Well, that was your sticker I meant to give you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we're doing Loki. This is the episode 4 Loki. We just actually watch it. What's today? Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, when
today's
it comes
Wednesday
out.
In this night, and you're probably watching this Monday, but that's fine. We just watch it, so it's still fresh in our brain and what's going on. We're gonna talk about this. This is Afterflicks. You know how it goes. Afterflicks is we talk about TV shows and movies that are movies and series from subscribe applications. Yeah. So we're doing Loki, a Disney Plus original series.
Yes.
Episode 4 is interesting. Like what happened to episode 3, we were hung up and we didn't know what's going on and what's gonna happen. So we made a lot of predictions. Let's talk about that real quick. We made a lot of predictions from the episode 3 on how they're gonna be saved, because we know for sure they're gonna be saved. There's no way they're gonna die in that episode.
Yeah.
Because
it's not over.
Yeah, I mean Loki's the main character. You can't just kill the main character. Which it's kind of funny in what happened in this episode 4. Yeah. Which, by the way, let me just do a PSA. If you haven't seen the episode 4, don't listen to this or watch it, because there's gonna be spoilers.
Unless you're okay with spoilers.
Yes, unless you're okay with it. If you haven't seen it and you care about spoilers, then pause this video, pause this podcast, and go watch episode 4. We're still gonna be here. We're not gonna disappear. There's no time bomb in this podcast. There's no time limit, and this is not live. It's pre-recorded. It's a beauty of podcast. Yes. But if you have seen it, or if you don't care about the spoilers, then come join us as we talk about this episode 4. Okay, so predictions. What was your prediction?
Well, my prediction at first, because you kind of made me feel pretty good of myself earlier today, but then we just saw the show and it just shot me down.
What was your prediction?
Well, they were
Do you remember
going to
from the last podcast?
Yeah, because you asked at the end of the last podcast that how are they going to be saved?
Yeah.
And my question was, they might do something to save the people, save the town. I mean, to cause a nexus is to prevent apocalypse. That's one thing too. So I thought they would have saved the town.
Yeah.
And that will cause TVA to come.
So you're partially right.
Yeah, but no, you were right the last time.
What did I say?
Because I remember you said these guys cannot die. So the TVA will eventually come and get them. They can't die.
Well, based on what Mobius said, there's something in them that they shouldn't die. We don't know the reason yet, because I don't think Loki confirmed it yet why they shouldn't die. Because Mobius asked him in the room, what did you do to cause the Nexus?
Right.
And he said, I won't tell you, or something like that. Like he's not gonna say.
But I called it on that part.
What?
That he loves himself. He's a narcissist.
Oh yeah, he's a narcissist, because Mobius called him a narcissist too. But so you were partially right that they will cause something that will cause a nexus. You know what I mean? They will do something that will cause the nexus.
Right.
So not necessarily save the people or do something that big that will save the people. but they will do something that will cause a nexus, and that's what happened. And it's a weird nexus because it's going up straight instead of just.
Yes, it didn't curve. It just the slope just kept going straight up.
And then I think either you said it or the YouTube video that we watch, which is New Rockstar. It's New Rockstar. It's not Ranker. I said it Ranker from the last podcast. It's New Rockstar.
New Rockstar.
It's go watch their video.
They have great
videos.
Breakdowns on videos.
Yeah, and I hope someday once they see this podcast and they will invite us to do podcasts with them. I don't know. That would be awesome.
Maybe that'll be great.
Yeah, they're great. They're amazing. Anyway, I think it's either you mentioned or they mentioned. I think they mentioned it that when Sylvie touched them, controls their mind, she opens up their memories. She doesn't put any memories in them, but she opens up some memories that happened because that's what happened to C20 and B15.
I thought we talked about that, but you brought that up.
No, I don't think so.
No, because I thought at first that I thought I was the one who said that she added that.
Yeah.
But then, because in the last episode,
but I said the only thing that I said I remember. I think I don't usually remember the things that I say, but I have this anyway. She just only gives them. She only opens some memories that they had before
that already existed.
Because I think the same episode. That was the same episode when Sylvie told Loki they're all variants, right?
Yes.
Okay. So but New Rockstar confirmed that, or
New Rockstar
gave us a nod that because I didn't know about B15. That's what New Rockstar told us, that B15 that also happened to B15, not just to C20. So every time she touched someone, they give them, she opens up their memory. Because when B15, after she got controlled by Sylvie, she got this confused look, like what, you know what I mean? And she woke up in that store,
right? Like she knew something.
Yeah, she knew something's happening. Oh, something happened, or she knew something
was wrong.
Yeah. So that was a confirmation, which is amazing on how that whole thing happened. So let's go back to them getting captured.
I thought that was too quick.
Them getting captured?
Mm-hmm. It was the transition from the end of Lamentis 1, right? Mm-hmm. To them getting captured. It was a quick transition.
Well, it should be, because the whole planet's about to explode.
Well, yeah.
You can't drag that if the whole planet's about to explode.
Okay, put it in simple terms, yes, but I just thought that this, like, they just popped the door open, they made a slow motion of it, making as if a dramatic scene was going to happen, but no, it just flipped right next to the next scene.
Don't do that again, but go ahead.
Right.
It peaks in our microphone.
Okay, my bad. It was just a quick flip. I mean, it was just a door, and then they're already handcuffed. They already got them locked. I just thought that was too quick of a transition. I just thought there was a process to that.
Like what?
Like, I will see them come in, grab them, and then come into TVA to avoid the ending of Lamentis 1. It was just too quick of a transition for me.
Really?
This is how it felt. It felt like, because they were, something between them was going on. The whole scene was back and forth. It was like building up a climax or something. And then the switch happened. They were captured.
So to you, it's not quick. It's anticlimactic.
I guess that word. That.
Yeah. So you felt. So let me rephrase it. You didn't think. Because I didn't think it was quick. I thought it was just natural that they got captured. Now they went to TVA, and then the whole process happened.
Yes, I get they were going to get captured.
So I think for you, it's not that it was quick. It was you felt let down. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. It was just they were building this thing
So
between them.
you're expecting more like a fight or
a little some resistance between these two.
Yeah,
and
I
then
see what you're saying.
It was just
because next thing you know, they were in TVA cuffed, choked with a
right.
Yeah, that and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Because like I said, I didn't feel like it was quick. I felt like it was just natural. Lamentis about to explode, and you see this whole world is exploding and crashing, and then they got captured, and then that's it. I thought that was natural, but I get what you're saying about being anticlimactic.
Mm-hmm.
So they went there. They went to TVA. They were talking. They took Sylvie and then talking to Loki. Mobius was talking to Loki. I'm just glad that Owen Wilson is back. I like him. I like Mobius. I like Owen Wilson in there. Who did we hear this from? Pastor Paul. Pastor Paul said that he's not allowed to say wow.
Wow. Yeah, his famous wow.
That's
and
it. Not kachow. I didn't hear about the kachow. I'm the one who said kachow.
Oh, Pastor Paul, yes, he wouldn't say it. But yeah, I read an article they won't say his wow in the whole Disney series. His famous wow.
I wonder if it's marketed. Not marketed, but not branded. What do you call that?
I don't know. You're more in this field.
No, I'm talking about. So when you look at the brand and you see the letter C with circle, a C in a circle.
Logo.
No.
Stamp.
It's something about like a brand. So if you can't use that brand, it only has to be. Crap! I forgot what it's called.
Logo.
No, it's not. It's something.
Stamp or.
There's a legal term for it. It's like John Cena. The name John Cena is owned by WWE. So he can't use it anywhere else. But that's connected to WWE. You just have to be John Cena. That's it. Because he can't. The intellectual property behind the name John Cena, he doesn't own it. So I think the wow of him trademark. That's the trademark. Yeah, is someone owns that trademark of wow or the IP, intellectual property. That's probably why. I don't know. Or Disney just hates him saying wow.
And I know there's a reason. I just don't know why. I forgot when I read the article.
And Mobius' character is a serious. Though Owen Wilson was funny, he's not he's a different kind of Owen Wilson funny in this show. It's not the same Shanghai Nights or Shanghai Noon Owen Wilson. It's a different kind of funny Owen Wilson.
You can still see some of his traits in there. His personality. I mean, though that's part of acting, but you can still see some of Owen Wilson in there.
Well, I know, but but if you look at Shanghai Nights and Shanghai Noon, he's jittery like doing this. You can't see that. You don't see that in here. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a lot bigger with the mustache, so that's probably he's like a totally different funny Owen Wilson.
Okay.
Anyway, so we went here. They went in the same room, and we saw a character which a lot of people has been wondering what happened to her.
Yeah.
Jamie Oliver, Sith character, because after when she left during the third Thor. Thor.
Because she was there for
she wasn't in the
Dark
second.
Elves.
Was she? Oh yeah, she was in Dark Elves. Because that's when Thor and Loki was partnering together to defeat the Dark Elves.
Correct.
It's not Dark Elves, Dark World.
Dark World.
Yeah. Because I remember Sith telling Loki, if you betray him, I'm gonna kill you.
That's
she
right.
said that in Dark World. And then when Ragnarok happened, after Ragnarok is we see them again in Infinity War, and then the snap, right? They died. Most of the people in the ship died, or actually all the people besides Thor, all of them died.
And Hulk.
Well, yeah, Hulk. People have been wondering what happened to Jamie Oliver's character, which is Sith, and then in the Ragnarok too, because all of the mighty people, the mighty men, or Thor's friend died. All of them, every single one of them, except for Sith. They were wondering what happened to her, and this kind of like a confirmation, because like a nod, maybe a nod of Sith is still there, or Jamie Oliver's character is still in MCU. She's not dead, even though that was in the past.
Right, that was a part of the no timeline of his Loki. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was really funny. It kind of reminded me of Doctor Strange with Dormammu.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew there was a loop was going to happen.
Yeah. And then I was like, so why can't he just run away?
I think it's a fixed. Yeah, that's true. Why couldn't he? Because he was stuck in that spot.
Yeah.
What's the word? Voluntarily.
Yeah. I don't know, why can't he just run away?
I mean, I get it's a loop. I don't know if it's a place where if you did.
But I think you're right. It's not. I think it's just an area, because I don't know if you noticed, the box is not gold. It's red.
Yes, I did notice.
So I think it's more like a simulation area where it only happens in that period, that place.
I just wonder how fast his healing ability is. Otherwise,
Loki?
Yeah.
Or he's just strong.
Well, then those balls are very strong.
Well, yeah, but you can still feel it. But I think he's just strong. Were you wondering if he's like gonna die or something?
No, he got kicked or kneed in the balls many times.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe he's just strong.
Those are strong balls.
Because so I was thinking, so what if he persuaded Jamie Oliver's character or Sith? Would that make a nexus? I was like, no, but it's not. They didn't go back in time using the gold box. It's a red box. That means it's fixed. So no matter what you do in that box, nothing's gonna change. So let's say Loki decided to kill, which probably potentially what happened, killed Sith. In that box. Nothing will happen. The body will just disappear, and then another Sith will show up.
So, because that's a loop, or maybe I can probably ask that after this whole thing. I'll ask it at the end, unless you want me to ask it now.
What do you think his balls regenerate?
No, it just gave me a crazy thought. What would be your prison loop?
Oh, what would be my prison loop? That's a good question.
Or interrogation loop, I guess. I don't know. That's what they called it.
Oh, my it will be my dad beating me up. That would be my prison loop.
I thought of that, and I'm like, which moment was it to get beat up by my parents? I think it was the one with it's the most memorable thing for me, getting beat up by my dad and getting sucker punched by my sister.
Was it a sucker punch or was it a fight?
No, we were we were kids, but it was like an intense argument over something, and I was facing this way, and then the moment I turned around, my sister sucker punched me in the balls, and I was in pain. And
yeah, but okay, so if you put it in that, because I was also thinking about that with this whole scene with Loki, because he remembered, his memory doesn't restart. He can still remember. So if you can still remember, you can dodge it. You wouldn't be in a sucker punch. You know what I mean?
Well, true. He happened to remember that scene after the first time around, and then it just kept going over and over.
Because I think the only reason why he couldn't fight back, because Sith is a little strong. I think she's stronger than him. So.
She's just a tough girl.
Yeah, and I think you can avoid that sucker punch from your sister.
Well, if I remember it, yeah. But if this loop forces you to play out the role, that's painful. But you just can't forget the memory.
Yeah, because what I think is there's one video, a funny video about respawn. It's the respawn when you know when you're playing Call of Duty or things like that, and you get killed, and then you respawn. It's a messed up respawn where when it restarts, So let's say you're playing campaign. It's not the multiplayer. The campaign. And then you died. When you respawn, the whole thing will go back in time, right? But the messed up respawn is when someone threw a grenade, it landed on him, and then it exploded. He died. He respawned when the grenade just fell in front of him.
Oh, that's a never-ending
death. Yeah, because you can't avoid it. So what I think is your prison will be that sucker punch in the middle of her punching you. So there's no avoiding it. You know what I mean?
But no, wait for it. But probably I won't have enough time to get, to dodge the next one because it was painful. When my dad wasn't too far from it, and he was getting annoyed because we were fighting.
Yeah.
He turned around and smacked the hell out of us.
All of you guys?
Yeah, both of us.
Oh, nice. After you got sucker punch?
Yes.
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, I thought there's gonna be some love and concern, but nah, my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that would be my prison then. Just they get right at the moment get hit, and then can't move, and then pow. I hope they leave me some room to breathe before the next loop happens.
Like what happened with this with Sith?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so there's that scene.
That was a good punishment. I never thought about that punishment. Because I was confused too, like where did it end up going? And it's like, oh, this looks like Asgard.
And it wasn't Asgard.
It was Asgard. So what's the whole point of? I don't know if I can. I probably just don't remember. Remember that one scene when they show? Oh, it was yeah. Let's talk about that now. I don't think this is Sylvie Lustra. I think this is really Lady Loki.
Well, yeah,
and I think that's a confirmation that this is Lady Loki.
Because she opened with that, and two, a new rock star confirmed that this is not Sylvie.
A new rock star.
Yeah, on their last pod, they were explaining. Let's make sure. Is it a new rock star?
Episode 3.
Yeah, one of those. I think either episode 2, because I didn't see episode 3. Their
2.
breakdown.
You didn't see episode 2. The episode 3. Oh, I fell asleep.
Oh, you did.
They
explained that this is not Sylvie
Lustra.
This is Loki.
Lady Loki.
Loki. But yeah, in the opening of the show, they kind of show a background of Sylvie before she was taken away from TVA.
I wonder if they're gonna explain how she turned from black hair to blonde hair.
I was asking the same thing because I was also keeping your concern in the back of my head. I was like, maybe new Rockstar is wrong. Probably this is the real Loki, and grew up and took care of Sylvie and some other maybe.
Yeah, because I mean that might be a possibility too. Because it's like, I don't know, because it will explain the blonde hair and the ability. You know.
True. But then she played with it. I mean, the memory then, she went with it. Like, you took me away when I was a child.
Right. Or, man, I don't know. You know, a wild guess will be, and I think this is just a reach, that like a complete reach. What if this Sylvie, this character right now, is just being controlled by a different Loki outside of that realm?
That's
you know what I mean? Like, this chick is just a puppet. Like, that Lady Loki is so powerful that she can transfer through a transfer. You know what I mean?
That's a really big hot take. That's a far reach.
Yeah, that's a far reach.
But
I don't
possible.
know. I mean, see, would Disney do that though? They would, but I don't know. I just can't picture. It would be a good plot twist. It would be a great plot twist.
True. Yeah. I mean, again, we're basing on just hair, that black to blonde or dirty blonde, I guess. Yeah, it was black, right?
Yeah, it was a black hair. It was black hair. It was really dark.
And again, she's been running. She ran away, as you saw. She took a TemPad and was smart enough somehow to press whatever button.
Okay, so how come these people do not freak out when someone steals their TemPad and run away? None of them. It happened with Loki, the male Loki, when he escaped. None of the people freaked out. Like, you would assume they're like, oh my gosh, well, let's go, let's get this.
Yeah,
no, like, just stood there and like, oh,
that TemPad is pretty strong.
Oh, I guess it's gone. And then this thing happened. See, it still doesn't. I don't know. I hope.
Okay, if all this.
So I hope they explain too, because she had to steal a TemPad on this last one, but based on what we just saw, she already has a TemPad
that
she stole when she was a kid.
Right. She's been going around with the same one, and somehow it died. Maybe it's the very same one, but it doesn't make sense how long it lasted.
No, because the other one that Loki got hold of, that was from C-20. That was from the team that she killed and attacked in the tent.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
That
So
was
maybe
their TemPad.
this is a different one, and she happened to keep stealing others because the batteries keep dying.
I don't know, because when the battery ran out on the other TemPad, she looked confused on what's going on. Because she opens like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, she didn't know that it could die. Like, she had no idea.
Well, she knew how much power they could generate.
Or maybe she had an idea, because she tried to trick Loki. Said, "This is one of the most powerful item, and it won't take nightlight to charge it." Yeah,
Probably. But this thing is, this little device is. I think it's OP. I say that because but I don't get why they don't react to any of it. Like you said, I notice it now. Now that you think mention it, that not a single person cared for what they did, and I really think TVA have terrible management. They don't have any. I'm thinking of TV as an organization. They don't have any precautions. Not precaution. What's the word I'm looking for? Process when something is missing, or they don't have any tracker of where these guys are going, because they're still looking for these guys. They don't know where in the timeline they'll be. I would assume every TemPad had some kind of tracking device. Even Earth had their phones being a tracking device.
Yeah, makes sense.
Let's see.
Yeah, there's a ton of them that don't make any sense. Especially if they're that powerful.
Yeah.
I still think that the location they will confirm. I hope, or I think I'm sure. I think I might be sure. They will confirm where TVA is located. The end of this, or throughout this season, they will tell us that TVA will be located somewhere else. But I think TVA will be located in the quantum realm.
You think so?
Yeah, it will be a quantum realm, because that's one of the only place that will make sense to me where time don't matter, in quantum realm.
But does it look like they have day and night, or is my eyes tricking me?
No, I don't know where you see that.
So
they have day
in the
and night.
room, in Ravina's room,
yeah,
where she was sitting at, she was right behind the window, and it's day, and there's movement going around behind, unless that's...
It might be a light from outside or something.
True, it could be another room with a building.
Because remember when Loki looked out of the window? Like
everything was black.
Everything was black.
Not even a window. It was just
nothing.
Yeah, true,
yeah, but it's bright.
Yeah, bright light, but it was just black on the outside. It might be right. It could be a reflection from another building. I just thought, is there day and night? Because I was looking right behind her. Maybe it was just to show.
And if you think about it, though, if there's day and night, there will be time. And Ravina looks the same when she abducted or when she took Sylvie as a little kid.
True.
And now that she's grown up, she still looked the same.
Probably
just
time
different
really
position, but still look the same.
Right.
So time wouldn't matter, or does not matter in this place. That means it will be a possibility. It will be the quantum realm. Like, I don't think there's any other place where a place like that, where time wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't matter. Probably.
Because even in space, time will matter.
True.
I don't know. Another thing that, so there's a lot of things that opened in this episode.
Right. Well, one of the things I predicted was Ravina being part of, what's the word? Was a timekeeper, like an undercover timekeeper. But
New Rockstar kind of gave a hint on that she might be part of the timekeeper because of her positioning the chair on the trial in her office. She's right in front of the middle.
But during
timekeeper,
in the memory of her and the younger Loki, female Loki, she wasn't behind the desk. It was someone else.
No, because that's a different position. Because she was just a Minuteman.
Yeah, exactly. So when did it? You're right. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Because when she became that position, she's aware that everyone has a past.
Yeah, because I think once you get into that position, they will tell you the secrets.
Further things.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That like they assure you that you don't want to go to your world. This is your world. You accept it. And you want to stick with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So it's either you take the position or we will. What's the term that they use? Prune you.
Prune. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about pruning real quick.
That's a biblical word.
No, that's a gardening word and a biblical word, but it's a gardening word.
Yes, it is a gardening word.
Yeah. Let's talk about pruning real quick, because you brought up a topic earlier.
Yes.
That what you think about pruning.
Yes, I thought that they go back into where they were taken from the Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way how they explained from the beginning, when they bring them to the judge, whether they're worthy or not, I thought when they prune them, they just basically go back in time. Go back into the time that they were brought from the Nexus and just go back in the course of action. I mean, that's how the video explained it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's with the variants that are part of the sacred timeline.
Right.
So that's because there's a lot of different kinds of variant. There's a variant like Loki variant, where he's already part of the sacred timeline, and then he found that he did something that skewed the sacred timeline, made a nexus. So they will delete that part and go back to your original timeline. But there's also variants like Lady Loki, like Sylvie, who is not at all. There's no Lady Loki in the sacred timeline, because there's only one Loki, which is the male Loki. So they will delete you completely, and your whole timeline will disappear.
That concept makes sense. I just thought that in this timeline there are many multiverses, and they're just controlling every single multiverse within the sacred timeline. And then, I mean, like, they have one monitoring this timeline where Loki's from, one where Lady Loki's from, and all the weird looking Lokis are from.
Yeah, but they call it sacred timeline, not sacred timelines.
Well, just like in the biblical sense, not getting religious, the fruit of the spirit, there's no S at the end.
Oh, you want to talk about this?
No, I'm just saying. But yeah, okay, there's a whole...
Yeah, because fruit of the Holy Spirit is... the correct interpretation of that is, once you get the fruit, it's not like just, I just want patience. No, if you want the fruit of the Holy Spirit, you get the whole thing.
Right.
Because based on the word itself, it's a fruit, not fruits of the Holy Spirit.
Exactly, that's what
why,
I mean.
That's why, no. You get, what's the difference between gifts of the Holy Spirit and fruit of the Holy Spirit? Gifts is you get to select which one you want. Right. Fruit is you don't. You get the whole thing.
I'm in line with that concept. Okay. I'm in line. I'm just saying it has similar.
No, because the idea is it's sacred timeline. That means there's only one line. You know what I mean?
Okay, maybe I've been understanding the timeline wrong. Because in the beginning, before the timeline went into chaos, or before it became in order, it was
there's multiverses.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what they did, basically, they had three managers deciding to
timekeepers. Yeah.
Just putting all the spaghettis that's all out of order in a straight line.
No, what they did is they deleted all those multiverses and make just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So I've been misunderstanding this whole sacred timeline from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean that's just my interpretation, and I might misread it, or didn't hear it, or at all misinterpreted. Yeah, misinterpreted the whole thing. But that's what I assume what happened, because of the whole multiverse going on. They started fighting. Now they have one prime. It's a prime timeline. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And because that's why the whole multiverse mania or craziness will happen, because once TVA disappear, multiple nexuses will happen, and multiverses will happen. But I think though there's, I don't know, I feel like there's multiple multiverse already.
Yeah, I think so too. I've been believing that there are multiple universes. Multiverse exist, and if we're gonna stick to your idea, one. And if it's one single universe, that itself is already a big nexus to me. If they're sticking to just that one, how many people in the timeline go back and forth and mess the timeline up? Or is that how, going back to what you mentioned earlier in Doctor Strange, how he saw how many million possibilities?
Yep, a million. There's he said there's. I thought he said a million possibilities, but there's only one that they will win. That's why I think there's already multiverses.
Okay, I'll roll with that. I believe that.
Yeah, I think there's already multiverses, and the timekeepers are giving him a propaganda that there's only one timeline, main timeline,
right.
Telling them that, hey, this is one timeline, we're trying to protect this. But the truth is, there's already multiple timelines
outside the sacred timeline.
Okay, outside the sacred timeline, and that's why the timekeepers was stealing people and branding them as variants to work for him, because it makes sense why they have to do a trial. Because if they're considered variants, wouldn't you want to erase them right away or prune them? Why do you want to interview them or ask them?
That makes sense. I mean, there's also they have the TVA straight up reminds me of MIB, Men in Black. Like, they have to erase their memory. Because according to what Ravina said, that they thought, what's her name? C20?
Yeah.
She said C20 died or something like that, but no, they erased her memory or something like that.
Did you say erased? Where did you see that?
She did. She said it.
No, she said they were gone. She's gone.
Yeah, just to get Mobius out of Mobius out of the way, but then he keeps asking. They erased her memory.
Really? I didn't hear
they
that.
mentioned about erasing the memory.
Okay, because I didn't hear that. All I heard was she's gone, or she I don't know, she disappeared. Because also when he opened, and that kind of confirmed when he opened the tempad, it says deceased. Yeah.
It did say she was deceased.
Yeah.
But yeah, they mentioned that they erased memories, which makes sense to me why none of them remembers.
Because B-15 was looking for C-22 and they said she's gone. That's what Nivea said.
So in the beginning, they said they erased her memory, so that she's back to normal. Oh, okay, that's it. They asked where C-20. I want to meet C-20. No, she's back to normal. They erased her memory. Yeah, if you go back to that scene again and watch it, you'll see what that Ravina said that. But then after that, later, that she's gone. She's dead.
What? Wait, which part?
When they were inside drinking.
No.
The first time around when he meets her and talks to her about wanting to see Sylvie and then C-20.
I don't know. I might rewatch it, especially that part, because I'm pretty sure she said, I don't even know if it matters, because I'm pretty sure Ravina straight up told them that she's gone, or she's she said that, not necessarily dead, but she said she's gone. Like, she didn't say they deleted her memory.
All right, we'll have to check that.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the timekeepers. So now Sylvie, and unless you want to talk about something else.
No, we can keep going.
Yeah. Sylvie and Loki end up going to meet the timekeepers, which, by the way, they all look weird. Yeah. Which kind of makes sense why they look weird. Two of them looks like they're CGI, and then the other guy looks like he's wearing a headgear costume. Yeah, like a Chuck E. Cheese character.
Not all of them look like lizards, though.
Right? Yeah. I don't know what Loki's talking about. He probably just thought,
chose one and
just
called
looking
them
at him. No, just looking at him from the video. You know, like, oh, you guys look like lizards, so you might look like lizards. And now that kind of confirm why. No, it doesn't confirm it, but I just connected it when they're doing the briefing variants, and they go through this metal detector.
Yes.
And they ask them if you're Android, because you will
explode.
So it's like, oh, I kind of connected it with the androids, because the timekeepers ended up being androids.
Yeah, they're just toys.
Yeah, Sylvie. No, not Sylvie.
Was
it Sylvie or Loki who ripped their head?
Sylvie threw something. What? Oh, I can't remember now. Now that we think about it, we both watched it, and I can't remember it. But one of those two threw a weapon at the timekeepers, and their head just
and
fell.
ended up. It's a cyborg head.
Yes. No, not even a cyborg. It's a robot.
Android. Yeah. It's a robot head.
And then somehow all three turned off. Like one was batteried by one particular device, unless they were all connected, and because
they were laughing.
Yeah, they were laughing, and then they just went down. They just turned off after that. It was like a malfunction.
Yeah, it's a malfunction. Yeah. It's like it's or either that or someone is controlling it and just turn it off.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, someone learned something.
Yeah. Pastor Paul mentioned that might be Kang the Conqueror. Yeah, but we don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know who Kang the Conqueror is.
Kang the Conqueror is basically the timeline person.
Didn't we bring that up
exists
last
in a timeline? Yeah.
Oh,
I don't wanna like it's obvious that it might be Kang the Conqueror, because once you connect the dots and the lines, like, oh, this guy's ability is this, and you talk about TVA, that might be Kang the Conqueror. But I mean, WandaVision.
Yeah, we even thought that I'm gonna say Loki, the female Loki, Sylvie, was Sylvie La. I don't know her last name.
Yeah, Lustra. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of, I have a PTSD from WandaVision. We kept saying that
one thing, but it's nothing.
Yeah, but it's not. So I don't want to say it. It might be a different character. It might just be separate person.
Probably.
We don't know. Separate being. It might be Mobius. Mobius might be the main villain. That we just don't know. We don't know. We have no idea.
Oh, he disappeared quick.
He did disappear. He did. He got pruned.
Yeah, when he got pruned, going back into it, it was like, that was it. That was his part. Now he was done for it. And then I was surprised Loki was pruned. It's like, was this all basically about Sylvie? Until I learned that my thought of them going back to the Nexus was thrown out the window, because when we found Loki in another world, we found other things. But going back. Apparently, Ravina knows something, because she knew that the timeline. Well, she seemed to know that the timelines were fake.
Yeah, because I mean, I already figured that out. I already connected that dot once when she was talking to Mobius, and then saw the video with C20, and then she's like, "Okay, we're gonna stop this." That once you get to a certain position, that's always what happens. When you get to a certain position, you will find out some of the secrets. Open up some more secrets, because you are in a certain position now.
Yes.
That they trust you doing something. You know. Correct.
What I mean? Then the higher the level, the more knowledge and responsibilities you know. Like, that's what happened to me. So when I got promoted in the job that I'm working at, a lot of more things were open to me that I did not know, that I wish I didn't know, but no.
Yeah, and that gives us an answer with B-15, because even though she's a Minuteman, she doesn't necessarily know what's behind TVA.
Correct.
Only when you get to a certain position. So yeah, after Loki disappeared, I think the episode ended with
was Sylvie asking Ravina, "You gonna tell me everything you know?"
That's right. Yeah, you're gonna tell me everything you know. So now with the.
But I think the way it looked. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It looks like Ravina wanted to be pruned.
Yeah, because I think she's done. I feel like she's fed up with all these bullcrap, and she just want to be over with. Now I don't know if she knows what's gonna happen when you get pruned. I don't think she knows that, because if she does, she wouldn't have pruned Loki or any other beings. You know what I mean? I don't think she knows anything about that. Now the pruning part, I think you just go in a different dimension, and this kind of confirm I mean, if you think about it, I keep saying kind of confirm. I keep saying
Just
confirm in this episode.
Think about it.
But
just go ahead.
This makes sense that there's multiverses.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And okay, so look at this. Not just Doctor Strange in Infinity War, even in Endgame with crap. What's the name of Doctor Strange master?
That bald person.
The old one, the young one. I don't know.
No, the ancestor or like that, or the
Yeah, we should.
the ancient one.
The ancient one. Yeah, the ancient one. She said that once I give you this Infinity Stone, and then you change something, it will build another timeline. You know what I mean? So even her knew that there's multiple timelines, multiple verse.
But she even mentioned that that's supposed to happen in the timeline. Them going back and forth. In the beginning.
No, but she doesn't know though. Not until Bruce Banner told her that wouldn't make a nexus.
Oh, you're still talking about the ancient one. I'm thinking about Ravina.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think she was just fed up. She was done. She's like, okay, I already know all these secret. I just want to disappear. And so she thought it was just disappearing. She didn't know that there's a different dimension,
a different place to go. It reminds me of Superman, where if you've seen the movie The Man of Steel, where all those criminals go to this other dimension. You know, where they're imprisoned, where Zord, what's his name? Zord, the General Zod.
Okay.
They were trapped in this other dimension. It was a prison for all criminals, like high-end criminals in all of Kryptonians.
Mm-hmm.
It just reminded me that there's another dimension where all of them go to. Like, they can't go anywhere but within this void.
Yeah. Then after that we saw the mid-credit scene of three different Lokis. It might have been 4 different Lokis, to be honest. No, 3. It might have been 3 Lokis and 1 Black Thor. I think the lizard, the gator. The
lizard is a Loki.
It's a Loki. Yeah. And now you mentioned that watching that mid-credit scene,
it was hilarious. It was a joke. The reason why I say it's a joke because, I mean, again, this is all part of MCU or Disney's plan of doing things, I guess. But in all of MCU's build about Loki being this, I mean, I have this majestic idea of the badass Loki, being the bad guy. Like, he is one of the top 10 nemesis in MCU. And then you come to the mid-credit, you see a Black Thor. I'm assuming it's a Black Thor. And a lizard that has a crown, a little boy, that is Loki, and an old man who seems like kick-ass costume Loki. An old man. And it was just all a joke to me. It was funny. Like, it was that character, these characters, and my idea or this concept that I have about the MCU was just two different people. It was just funny to me. Well, to me at least.
Oh, so you think it's a joke, as a funny joke, not as, oh man, these characters are joke, like they're awful.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you didn't answer my question.
No, yeah, it was a joke.
It's a joke, it's hilarious, like funny.
Yeah, it was funny that these guys are not the way I pictured the Loki in my head.
Oh.
Like, I'm already used to this Thor who is white and somehow intelligently stupid. And, he has this whole majestic idea of himself. And then you have Loki, who has a majestic determination about him being this and that.
Mm-hmm.
The character that I already have them in my head is already set in stone, that these are the Lokis, the real ones that I know of. And then the moment you switch to these, I was like, wait, what?
No, because the reason why I reacted that way when you said that, I'm like, what? Because it's like, it's a multiverse. Why is that a joke, but the Sylvie's not?
It's the way how they put them together. And 2, it's because seeing it in reality is very different from knowing it in my mind.
Oh, because we already, well, first we know there's already a multiverse, and second we saw Sylvie, a lady Loki, and third,
Right.
when Mobius briefing them about different kinds of Lokis, we already see like different kinds of Lokis in the screen. Like there's a buff Loki, there's a skinny Loki,
Yes, there's a monster looking Loki. Yeah,
right.
I know.
And then when you're like, oh man, I pictured this and they were a joke. I'm like, wait, are we not watching the same show? Like we already know there's gonna be different kinds of Lokis, and the only thing that I thought was really funny was the old guy Loki.
Yeah,
and
I
what
think the
he's
old
swearing,
guy Loki.
What he's swearing, not that it's funny as, oh, that looks awful, but it's funny as, oh yeah, that's a possibility that there will be a Loki that looks like that. Like I mean, it makes sense, you know. And a lot of these things opened me up. I wasn't really shocked anymore when I was watching because of Rick and Morty. I was watching Rick and Morty, and they're going to multiverses, and there's a different kinds of Rick and Morty. There's a Rick and Morty that's a cowboy Rick and Morty. There's a Rick and Morty that's this. There's a slime Rick and Morty. There's a monster-looking Rick and Morty. I'm like, oh, okay. So now, when I see this, I'm like, oh, a black Thor. That makes sense. With a weird-looking, Mjolnir, a lizard. That's why I think that lizard is a Loki too. It's not just a pet. It's a Loki.
Right.
And it's a high possibility that lizard can talk.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
But I
think I hope
it's possible. It's very possible.
Yeah. I hope and I think they're gonna show us more different kinds of Loki in here.
I think so too, because and not just those four. I'm gonna say because I'm including the crocodile being a Loki character. Not just those four. I guarantee there will be other variants that were casted away in this world.
Yeah, and then we're gonna also see a different kinds of Mobius,
maybe even Thor's. But okay, another thing maybe why it was funny to me is, like I said, I already have a fixed idea who it is, and another picture of someone else. It's like a parody to me. Yeah, it was just funny that this is their idea of a Loki as well, and a crocodile and an old man. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited for what's to come on the next episode of this world that Loki just dropped in.
Yeah, or what's gonna happen to TVA, especially now that
TVA might be a joke.
The timekeepers are not a joke. They're more like TVA will be a big propaganda for all of them. Like once all the Minutemen figure out, like, yo, we're variants. Like Casey figuring out that he's a variant, and what's gonna happen to whole TVA?
I agree. The corporate management in all of this is terrible. I'm like, where's the HR in all this? I mean, if we're gonna consider this as that kind of thing, they really do terrible management in all of this. I mean, they've been doing this for so long. A possibility of this happening never occurred to them, or they don't have any process or rules or steps on how to deal with it. Now, for the apocalypse, I get that. Okay, I can see that could be a loophole that they couldn't see until it happened. But this right now, it's already this Loki is, how old is she right now?
The I don't know, the variant. Yeah,
I mean
Sylvie.
Sylvie. I mean, she's a god, so they probably lived. She probably lived longer because she mentioned she's been doing this for years, right?
Yeah.
They still haven't figured out a way to prevent this from happening. I mean, of course, this is all part of the plot, part of the storyline. It's just in my head. I mean, in TVA, haven't they thought of a way of managing this? Already have any procedures, precautions, or steps of what could occur if this happened? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I also think that if they figure it out, they won't be Loki.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's just terrible management, but it's part of the play. It's part of the play. It's just terrible management.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I can do any better. I could have messed up, and plus they're all human, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what else could they have done, because they've been sending a ton of Minutemen to find them, and she keeps killing them. So what else could they do? You know what I mean?
I mean, their technology is so high, but then again, they still couldn't figure it out.
Well, if their technology is too high, you know what I mean? If their technology is too high, they could have tracked all the temp pads.
Exactly. That's what bothered me. Because if she kept stealing temp pads from every Minutemen, she fought back and to prevent them from catching her. Why they would have caught her by now? Why didn't they think of that? And they still relied on the timeline. They'd be like, she could be anywhere in the timeline. We just don't know where's this nexus gonna happen.
Yeah.
Didn't they think of that? Why couldn't they think?
Or
of that?
they might be tracking her with the temp pad, but anytime a Minuteman will show up, she will kill him.
Or they could have just been like distance away. They're not smart enough just to be in front, because apparently they figured it out the moment the Nexus happened, when they were about to narcissistically fall in love with each other.
Yeah, but they won't have any choice but to come with them. You
True.
know what I mean?
Like, they found out this is my way out. They went in, of course. I mean, again, that transition that bugs me. But
like with all the situations they've been into, the encounter with Sylvie, she's always winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only time that they captured her is when she doesn't have any other choice but to come with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
So that's why Mobius' plan is to hire a Loki that could potentially defeat her when they see each other. You know, I think, because I think that's the plan. Cause like what you said, they're still trying to figure out where she at. So even with that, they wouldn't know. Like, okay, there might be anywhere in this timeline.
Right.
Like, what the heck? You got the temp pad.
True.
Yeah, and they're not really advanced because they're using horrible TVs.
Yeah, their technology is not too far off.
Yeah.
Maybe that's probably why they're so old, but yet still functioning, because they're all from old timeline.
Yeah, probably.
Since they're all
people.
variant. Yeah,
they're all variant.
The only one that probably is more recent is
the Baton. The Baton was really, really strong and OP.
Speaking of the device, so going back to the pad, didn't it remind you of an old school Game Boy when you saw it in a closer look when you opened up the pad?
Yeah, it was the not Game Boy. It was the Super Nintendo.
Was it?
No, not Super Nintendo.
Can't be Nintendo either.
It is the Nintendo controller. You know, the square Nintendo controller.
Then that's the NES, right?
The NES, yes. It reminds me of NES. When I see it, I was like, oh, this looks like the old school NES, like the old school NES, the gold, gold plated, not gold plated, but the gold side NES. I'm like, oh, that looks like NES.
Yeah, something like that.
But there's also a phone that you can flip up and then type and then close. It's a flip phone. Yeah.
On a side note, some of these things also reminds me of being at Vegas for some reason, like a 80s, 90s, or no, 80s, 70s, 80s Vegas. Early 90s for some reason, like the device, the color they would use, because most of the lighting in the like old school Vegas movies, most of it's a warm lighting. I don't know, it just reminds me of that. I'm using these words because you taught me lighting and I get it now. There's cool lighting, there's warm lighting. Anyway, a
lot of those. So that's the only thing that happened in this in this episode. My prediction will be the next episode, hopefully after the Timekeeper's gone, the real villain behind this whole show might be Kang the Conqueror. I don't know. The real villain might show up, potentially show up in this next episode. That will be the hunt behind, because I don't even think Ravina. I don't even think Ravina knows.
True. I mean, she might.
Because I think she only knows about the Timekeepers.
Right.
That's it. That's all. The only thing that she knows, and also all of them are variants. But besides that, like, she thought the three beings are the real Timekeepers,
like the top-notch people.
Yeah. And
it just didn't surprise me that. It surprised me that she wasn't surprised that the head fell off. Because the head fell off. And then Loki disappeared. It didn't occur to me that she didn't realize that they're fakes or something.
Well, because I think her whole aim is to defeat him. She probably didn't even see the head fell off.
True. But we did see that she wanted to be done. Just do it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it could have been a different scene where while they're looking at the head, Ravina will stand up and it's like, what? Something like that.
True.
But she stabbed or she pruned Loki. So that kind of makes sense that her goal is just to defeat these two variants.
Mm-hmm.
She probably has something. No, I don't think she has something to do with this whole thing. I don't think she's Kang the Conqueror or the main villain per se, because she always has this scene where she's going in there. She had that one scene going in the room talking to, I assume, talking to the timekeepers about it.
Right.
And also abducting Sylvie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was wondering why they went down that room. What did they do? What were they?
Because remember Ravina?
Yeah, Ravina.
Ravina was talking to Mobius and telling him that the timekeepers want to witness pruning the variants, and they want you to be there. She invited Mobius to be there.
I see.
Yeah, and that was the whole goal, so the timekeepers could see him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think I got more excited with Jamie Oliver showing in this episode, because she's been wanting in the whole MCU. They've been wondering where she at, because they want her back. Well, I want her back.
I think she was just there, but yeah, I've always been wondering where she disappeared to. But
she will be in the next Thor movie for sure.
Love and Thunder.
She will be there. It will be like a love. It might be a love triangle between Thor, Lady Thor, and
Valkyrie.
Sith. Yeah, not Valkyrie. Who's not Valkyrie? The Lady Thor. Crap. What's her name?
Sith?
No.
Or Thor's girlfriend?
Yeah, she's gonna be a Lady Thor.
Oh, I thought she left him. They broke apart in.
They did. But she's coming back in this one, and it's a confirmation that she's gonna be a Lady Thor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So that'll be a. I think she's Jamie Oliver's character Sith will come back in this next Thor movie.
Interesting. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
What other movies things around the corner?
So the Black Widow is about to happen. I saw Eternals. Eternals was really good. I watched the
trailer.
I watched the breakdown of the trailer. That was amazing. New Rockstar showed a ton of Easter
eggs.
If you could just let me finish my sentence, you would know what's the right word. It's Easter egg.
Okay. I knew what you were trying to say. It just came.
He has a habit of finishing people's sentences.
I was just eager.
Yeah, he has a habit of getting really invested with people's conversations and wordings.
Okay.
That he will try to finish
help
people.
I'll just let them finish their thought. My bad.
No, but I think it's because of your character of helping people. So you feel like you have a need to help them finish their sentence, especially when you feel like they're struggling bringing out the word that they're trying to say.
True.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I think it's organically natural for you to finish people.
But now that I'm aware, probably I could try to stop.
It's probably going to be hard because subconsciously you're doing it. I'm talking about the helping people.
Oh, well, helping, yes. But
yeah,
now that I'm aware, like finishing other people's sentences, I'll probably try to control that.
Okay.
But
so that's it.
I see doubt.
That's it for this episode. It took us an hour because there was a lot of fill-ins and in-betweens. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we hope you enjoy this episode of Loki as much as we enjoyed it. And to all people who didn't like this episode or the show, Pastor Paul, I don't know. I don't know why you don't like it. We like it.
He doesn't like it?
He does not like it.
Oh.
He thinks it's really slow and there's too much Loki. I thought it was great.
The title Loki.
No. I think there's too much
focus on Loki.
See, you're doing it again.
Okay.
There's he just wants a little bit of Loki here and there, not like a whole show that talks about just Loki. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing that he didn't like. It's like, oh, there's so much Loki. There shouldn't be any Loki show, which I actually heard from a lot of people. They didn't like the idea of having a Loki show.
So they want Loki to be just a side character.
Pretty much. But Loki is an amazing character in MCU and in Norse mythology.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think Loki is a key role in Norse mythology.
And Loki is...
And the MCU.
Loki is powerful because he's half giant.
Yes, he is. And yeah, he's powerful. I just don't know why people was hating on him. Right. I mean, plus I see where Disney's going with these shows. It's just throwing Easter eggs for people to see what's to come on the next movies.
Yeah, the Eternals is gonna be great.
When does the Eternals come out?
I don't know, sometime this year.
So it
might be November. I don't know.
Probably.
I'm excited for that because they have Angelina Jolie in it.
Yes.
Which I'd never picture her being in Disney or MCU movie.
I did.
No, she's in Disney. You know, the Maleficent.
She's Maleficent.
She's Maleficent. Don Lee is my favorite character. Is gonna be my favorite character. I love the actor. Have you seen Train to Busan?
Yes.
Yeah. Remember the big dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, he's gonna be there. What's his character? Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh?
I think it was Gilgamesh.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, we're excited for that. And Jon Snow is gonna be in there too. Jon Snow, if you watch
I don't know
Game of Thrones. I don't watch Game of Thrones. It was the Winter is Coming. Yeah, that's him.
Winter's Coming.
Yeah, we're excited. Eternals are the byproduct or the creation of the who created the Eternals? Crap.
I don't know.
They're not Titans. They're not called Titans. You know the place Nowhere in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
That head?
The head?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, those beings?
Yeah, those beings.
I think they were Titans.
No, they're not called Titans. I forgot what they're called. And also in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, the giant dude that just slammed the Power Stone and the whole
he's
thing
part
just,
of that.
the whole thing just disappeared. Severed head. That's a severed head of a.
It's an ancient celestial being.
Celestials. Yep, they're celestials. So Ego is a celestial, and so is Thanos.
Is a celestial?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how long Thanos has been alive.
Yeah. Thanos is a upgraded version of celestial though.
Yeah. So the more
because of the half breed of Thanos, he got another half breed of him.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like saying the more advanced they are, the more smaller they become.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah, but the Eternals are not as powerful as the Celestials.
They just live long.
The Celestials are really powerful. I wonder if Galactus is Celestial. He kind of looked like a Celestial. His size and ability, even his shape kind of looked like Galactus. Kind of looked like Celestial. But we're going far away from Loki. If you get all the way towards this end of this podcast or video,
faithful listener.
You are a faithful listener, and we appreciate you. But if you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing.
It's about time.
Probably should subscribe now to this podcast and listen to the podcast. Watch it on YouTube. We appreciate you. Where can they find you, Wakka?
Yeah, you can find me in every social media. My profile name will be Wakka127 or FFX Wakka with 2 Ks, just so you know. 127. And yeah, you can see me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, what you call it, Inklink, or no, not Inklink, Indeed, no, Inklink, whatever.
It's LinkedIn.
That, and just don't be surprised. I'm not too active. It's just more of a time killer for me to look past the time.
Yeah, and I'm CB, Captain Bug. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me in the rain because I won't come out. You guys can find me in the Gum Fam Show. That's in every social media. Just type the Gum Fam Show. You guys can follow the Maximum Filipino Show, in every podcast, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all that. You guys can email us the Maximum Filipino Show at gmail.com just to check us out. and see what's happening. You guys can also support us. Just let us know. We highly appreciate you. If you want to be part of some of our podcast and be a guest, just email us, themaximumfilipino@gmail.com. We'll see you guys later for the next podcast. We hope you enjoying this. We'll see you guys. Bye.
Correct.